Hello, dear friends and viewers. Welcome to Healthy Aging Bites, your trusted source for wellness, nutrition, and lifestyle tips, tailored specifically for older adults across the United States. Here, we don't just share medical facts. We walk alongside you in this journey toward healthy, joyful, and meaningful aging. Let me start today with a familiar question. How many times have you gone to bed, slept for 7 or 8 hours, only to wake up feeling tired, groggy, or even with a pounding heart and a dull headache? You go to bed on time, the room is quiet, your body feels worn out, and yet you wake up feeling like you barely rested at all. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. In fact, it's one of the most common struggles among older adults. Studies show that nearly 70% of people over age 65 experience some form of sleep disruption, even if they're technically getting enough hours in bed. The real issue isn't how long you sleep, it's how well you sleep. And here's something many people never suspect. This problem might start with what's on your plate at dinner. Sounds surprising, doesn't it? But more and more research is revealing that the foods we eat before bed can directly affect our deep sleep, heart rate, blood pressure, brain function, even the risk of serious events like strokes or heart attacks during the night. We've been taught to think of a bedtime snack like a slice of cheese, a small glass of wine, or even a fresh orange as perfectly harmless, maybe even healthy. But here's the truth. When we age, our digestion slows, our metabolism weakens, and our nervous system becomes more sensitive. Even the right food at the wrong time can throw your entire night off balance. In today's video, we're going to walk through 8 everyday foods that adults over 65 should absolutely avoid eating before bed. You may have been eating these foods for years with no problem. But remember, your body at 30 or 40 is very different from your body at 65 or 70. What used to be harmless could now be the reason you're struggling to sleep, feeling anxious at night, or waking up exhausted. And here's something critical. Food number 3 on this list has actually been linked to heart attacks that occurred during sleep. Yes, you read that right. A food many people eat without a second thought could be silently stressing your heart just when it's supposed to be resting. Now, I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing this to empower you. Some of you might be thinking, I've eaten that food for years. I've never had a problem. Or, that's my favorite snack, you're telling me I need to give it up? I completely understand. As a physician with over 20 years of experience in senior health, I've heard those questions many times, and my answer is always the same. You don't have to give it up, you just need to adjust wisely, and in a way that works for your body today. Before we dive into the list, can I ask you a quick favor? If this kind of information matters to you, if you care about your sleep, your heart, and your future, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Healthy Aging Bites. Your support helps us continue creating more helpful, science-backed content designed just for you. Because aging isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter about listening to your body, adjusting to your needs, and protecting your most valuable asset, your health. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your heart heals, when your brain restores memory, when your immune system strengthens. So, what you eat at night, it matters more than you think. Get ready, because this list of harmless-looking but high-risk foods might surprise you. And when you get to food number 3, I promise you'll never look at it the same way again. Let's get started. Number 1. Spicy foods, a hidden trigger for heartburn, chest tightness, and sleepless nights. Let's start with one that might catch you by surprise: spicy food. Now, you might love a little heat in your dinner. Maybe it's a bowl of chili, a spicy curry, or just a few shakes of hot sauce on your evening meal. That's part of what makes food exciting, right? For many people, spice brings joy, flavor, and even nostalgia. But as we get older, the way our body handles spice begins to change, and not in our favor. Why spicy food becomes risky after 65? As we age, the muscles in our digestive system weaken. One of the most important ones is called the lower esophageal sphincter. It's the muscle that acts like a one-way door between your stomach and your esophagus, your food pipe. When this muscle weakens, it doesn't hold stomach acid down the way it used to. That means after a spicy meal, acid can easily creep back up into your chest and throat, especially when you lie down. This is what's known as acid reflux, and it can show up as a burning sensation in the chest, a tightness that feels like pressure, nighttime coughing, a sour taste in the mouth, or, more dangerously, symptoms that mimic a heart attack. It's no wonder many older adults find themselves in the ER in the middle of the night, thinking they're having a cardiac episode, when in fact, it's their dinner coming back to haunt them. Real-life story: Mr. Thompson and his famous curry. Take Mr. Thompson, 82 years old, sharp as a tack, and proud of his signature homemade curry. Every night, like clockwork, he'd fix himself a small serving extra hot, just the way he liked it. But then came the changes. He started waking up with tightness in his chest, sometimes coughing, sometimes gasping, sometimes lying there wondering, is this it? He assumed it was just part of aging, until he stopped eating spicy food late at night. And just like that, the pressure, the discomfort, the tossing and turning, it all faded. The long-term effect: lost sleep, tired days. Even if the reflux isn't severe, it can still chip away at your rest. You wake up more often. You sleep lighter. Your body doesn't enter the deep, healing sleep that's so important, especially after 65, when sleep plays a critical role in memory, immunity, and heart health. Night after night, this builds up, and soon you're waking up tired, foggy, and wondering why. What to do instead? Don't worry, you don't have to give up flavor, but you do need to rethink the timing. Here's what we recommend. Avoid spicy meals at least 3 hours before bedtime. Choose flavorful but gentle herbs like basil, parsley, or oregano instead of hot chili or cayenne. Try adding turmeric or ginger for warmth without the burn. Both are great for digestion. And if you love a warm, cozy evening meal, try something like a light soup with mild herbs, baked sweet potatoes with cinnamon, grilled chicken with steamed vegetables and olive oil. They'll still comfort you without keeping you up all night. Takeaway lesson: spice doesn't have to be the enemy, but after 65, the timing matters more than ever. Eating spicy food too late in the day can be like lighting a match right before you try to go to sleep. Up next, we're diving into a food that feels innocent, even comforting, but can be one of the biggest enemies of deep sleep and heart rhythm stability: sugar. Yes, even that small slice of pie before bed could be keeping you up all night and putting your heart under stress. Stick with us for number 2, sugar, the sweet treat that wakes your body up when it should be resting. Number 2, sugar, the sweet treat that wakes your body up when it should be powering down. Let's talk about something that feels so innocent. A cookie, a slice of pie, a little ice cream. Maybe it's your nightly ritual, a small sweet comfort after dinner, something to relax with as you wind down the day. And after all, it's just a little dessert, right? But here's the truth most people don't realize, especially after age 65. That sweet little bite might be quietly keeping you up all night, or worse, triggering stress on your heart while you sleep. Why sugar is the wrong signal at the wrong time. When you eat sugar, your blood glucose rises, that's normal. But in response, your body quickly releases insulin, the hormone that helps manage blood sugar. Here's the problem. Insulin also activates your body's energy systems. It signals your brain that it's time to move, think, and do something, not rest. That means your heart rate may go up, your brain becomes more alert, your body begins working harder just when it should be slowing down. It's like hitting the gas pedal when you're supposed to be pulling into the garage. Real-life story: Helen and her beloved peach cobbler. Helen, a sweet 72-year-old from North Carolina, had a comforting habit. Each night after dinner, she'd enjoy a small piece of peach cobbler, a recipe passed down from her mother. It helped her relax. It felt like a warm hug. But then, the problem started creeping in. She'd wake up at 1 a.m., drenched in sweat. Her dreams became vivid, sometimes unsettling. She'd toss and turn, waking up exhausted. Her morning started with fatigue, not peace. Her doctor checked her medications, her mattress, even her stress levels. But no one asked about that one tiny dessert. When she cut the cobbler and switched to a banana and chamomile tea, everything changed. She started sleeping through the night peacefully. No more strange dreams. No more 3 a.m. wake-ups. What science tells us, multiple studies show that consuming sugar before bed spike blood sugar and disrupt your circadian rhythm, lead to higher nighttime blood pressure, increase inflammation, trigger irregular heartbeats in older adults, reduce REM sleep, the critical stage for memory and healing, and what's more, the more often it happens, the more confused your body gets. Over time, this becomes a cycle. Poor sleep leads to more sugar cravings the next day, which leads to more restless nights. The trick your brain doesn't tell you: sugar feels comforting, but it's false comfort. It gives your brain a quick hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. But behind the scenes, it's lighting up your nervous system and keeping your heart on high alert. It's a short-term pleasure that can lead to long-term sleep debt. Better bedtime alternatives to satisfy your sweet tooth. You don't have to give up dessert, just choose smarter options that help your body wind down, not wake up. Try one of these. A small banana, packed with potassium and magnesium, helps relax muscles. A spoonful of almond butter on whole grain toast, satisfying and sleep-friendly. A warm cup of unsweetened chamomile tea calms the nervous system. A few slices of ripe pear, low in sugar, gentle on digestion. These options support your body's natural rhythm instead of working against it. Takeaway lesson: sugar may taste sweet, but if it's the last thing you eat at night, it may steal your rest and stress your heart. Up next, we're diving into one of the most dangerous foods to eat before bed, not because of how it tastes, but because of how it silently affects your blood pressure and heart while you sleep. It's a common comfort food, often seen as harmless, but in older adults, it's been linked to heart attacks during sleep. Stay tuned for number 3, processed meats, the salty snack that could put your heart at risk while you sleep. Number 3, processed meats, the salty snack that could put your heart at risk while you sleep. This next one might surprise you, not because it's exotic, but because it's so common. Bacon, sausage, ham, cold cuts, pepperoni. These foods have been part of American kitchens for decades. They're flavorful, comforting, and feel like no big deal, especially if it's just a few slices. But after 65, your body responds to these foods differently, and what used to be a harmless snack might now be putting your heart under silent strain while you sleep. Why processed meats become dangerous at night. Processed meats are typically high in sodium, which increases water retention and raises blood pressure; saturated fats, which can thicken your blood and slow circulation; preservatives like nitrites and nitrates, which increase inflammation and stress your cardiovascular system. And here's the thing: when you're asleep, your heart and circulation naturally slow down. That's normal and healthy. But when you combine slow nighttime circulation with thickened blood and higher pressure, you create a perfect storm, and it often builds quietly, without symptoms, until it doesn't. Real-life story: Mr. Randall and his late-night bacon ritual. Mr. Randall, 74, had a nightly comfort routine. At around 9:30 p.m., he'd fix himself a small plate with crackers, a couple slices of bacon, and a glass of water. Nothing fancy, just something he looked forward to all day. But then he started waking up in the early hours of the morning with chest pressure, not pain, just tightness, shortness of breath, a vague sense that something was off. His tests came back normal. His heart looked fine, but something wasn't right. During a casual visit, his doctor asked, "What do you usually eat before bed?" That one question changed everything. When Mr. Randall cut out the bacon and replaced it with low-sodium turkey slices and a few almonds, those early morning episodes stopped completely. How processed meats affect your body during sleep? Let's break it down. Sodium causes fluid retention, raises blood pressure. Saturated fat thickens the blood, makes the heart pump harder. Nighttime circulation slows naturally, but your blood is now harder to move. Result: silent stress on the heart at the worst possible time. And no, it doesn't take a full plate to do this. Even just a few slices of ham or sausage before bed night after night can quietly raise your risk over time. Why this matters more after 65. As we age, blood vessels lose elasticity. The heart becomes more sensitive to pressure. Kidneys process sodium less efficiently. And sleep becomes more fragile both physically and neurologically. That's why a small dietary habit like eating processed meat late can have outsized consequences at this stage of life. Better evening protein options that won't harm your heart. You don't have to give up all evening snacks. Just switch to ones that support heart health and restful sleep. Try these instead. Low-sodium turkey breast, lean, gentle, and rich in tryptophan, promotes sleep. A small handful of unsalted almonds or walnuts, packed with healthy fats and magnesium. Cottage cheese in moderation. Light, high protein, and sleep-friendly. A small bowl of warm oatmeal, easy to digest, comforting, and supports steady blood sugar. These choices give your body protein without putting your heart under pressure. Takeaway lesson: what you eat before bed doesn't just affect your stomach, it can quietly stress your heart while you sleep. Processed meats may taste familiar, but for older adults, the risk simply isn't worth it. Coming up next, we're talking about a nighttime habit that feels cozy, nostalgic, and relaxing, but is one of the top causes of sleeplessness in older adults. Coffee. Even if it's decaf, even if it's just 1 cup, it might be keeping your brain wide awake while you're begging for rest. Stay with us for number 4, coffee and caffeine, the evening habit that disrupts your natural sleep cycle. Number 4, coffee and caffeine, the evening habit that disrupts your natural sleep cycle. There's something special about an evening cup of coffee. It's warm, comforting, familiar. For many older adults, it's a ritual, a way to unwind, reflect, or even feel connected to earlier, busier days. And if it's just decaf, what could possibly go wrong? Unfortunately, the answer is more than you think. Caffeine's real timeline: longer than you'd expect. Caffeine doesn't wear off as quickly as we'd like to believe. In fact, for most people, it stays in the body for 6 to 8 hours. But here's the kicker: as we age, we metabolize caffeine even more slowly. That means a cup of regular or decaf coffee at 6 p.m. could still be in your system at midnight or later. Your brain stays just alert enough to make it hard to fall asleep. Your heart may stay slightly elevated when it should be slowing down. Your nervous system stays on even if you feel tired. The result? You lie in bed, eyes wide open, wondering why your body won't settle down. Real life story: Margaret and her evening coffee ritual. Margaret, a 73-year-old retired teacher, loved her evening cup of coffee. It reminded her of grading papers late at night or chatting with colleagues after work. Even after retiring, she kept the habit: 1 cup at 6 p.m., sometimes regular, sometimes decaf. But then she noticed a pattern, tossing and turning until after midnight. Mind racing, even when she was tired. Waking up feeling like she barely slept. She tried calming music, essential oils, melatonin, but it wasn't until she cut her evening coffee, even the decaf, that everything changed. Within days, she was falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. The science: even decaf can interfere. Did you know decaf coffee still contains 2 to 15 milligrams of caffeine per cup? It may not seem like much, but for someone over 65, that can be just enough to interfere with natural sleep rhythms. And caffeine isn't just in coffee. It hides in Black and green teas. Chocolate, especially dark chocolate. Some pain relievers. Certain flavored waters and energy drinks. Even small doses in the evening can disrupt your REM sleep, the stage where your brain heals and organizes memories. Why it matters more as we age. After 65, deep sleep becomes harder to come by. Your brain is more sensitive to disruptions. Your body recovers more slowly, and sleep plays a major role in memory function, mood stability, immune health, heart regulation. That's why a gentle stimulant like caffeine can have a bigger impact now than it did decades ago. What to sip instead? If you love the ritual of a warm drink at night, you don't have to give it up. Just trade the stimulant for something that helps your body relax. Here are great caffeine-free alternatives. Chamomile tea, soothing and naturally calming. Lavender tea, supports deeper sleep and reduces restlessness. Lemon balm tea, helps relax the digestive and nervous systems. Warm oat milk or almond milk, rich in magnesium and gentle on the stomach. Valerian root tea, a proven herbal remedy for insomnia in older adults. These beverages won't just help you sleep, they'll help you feel restored when you wake up. Takeaway lesson. That evening cup may feel like comfort, but if it contains caffeine, it could be quietly stealing your sleep. For better rest, give your body the chance to fully relax. Choose warmth without the buzz. Next up, we're moving into the world of fruit. Yes, even fruit can disrupt your sleep if you choose the wrong kind at the wrong time. Citrus fruits may seem fresh and healthy, but their high acidity can cause nighttime heartburn, coughing, and restless sleep. Stay tuned for number 5, citrus fruits. When healthy, becomes harmful after dark. Number 5, citrus fruits. When healthy, becomes harmful after dark. Fruits are good for you, no argument there. They're packed with vitamins, fiber, and natural antioxidants. And if you're like many older adults, ending the day with something fresh, maybe an orange, a few slices of pineapple, or half a grapefruit feels like a clean, smart choice. But here's the catch. Just because a food is healthy doesn't mean it's right for every time of day. And when it comes to citrus fruits at night, they may be doing more harm than good, especially for your digestive system and sleep quality. Why citrus can cause nighttime problems. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and pineapples are naturally high in citric acid. That acid is great for stimulating digestion and boosting vitamin C during the day. But when eaten at night, especially within 2 hours of lying down, the acidity can trigger acid reflux, irritate the esophagus, cause heartburn or burning in the chest, lead to coughing, throat irritation, or waking up gasping for air. This happens more often as we age because the muscle that keeps stomach acid from rising, the lower esophageal sphincter, weakens over time. That means acid can travel up much more easily while you're lying down, even from something as seemingly harmless as a juicy orange. Real-life story. James and his after-dinner orange. James, a 76-year-old retired postman, lived a healthy lifestyle. He walked every day, kept up with doctor appointments, and took pride in eating clean. After dinner, he had a tradition. He'd peel a fresh orange, sit back, and enjoy the evening news. But something didn't feel right. Most nights, he'd go to bed only to wake up feeling bloated, experience burning in his chest, sometimes cough uncontrollably around 2 a.m. Sleep, in short, interrupted bursts. It wasn't until he skipped the orange one night and replaced it with a banana that he noticed a huge improvement. Within a week, the symptoms were gone. His digestion felt easier, and most importantly, his sleep was finally uninterrupted. What the science says. Research confirms that acidic foods before bed can disrupt digestion, increase nighttime acid reflux, trigger respiratory symptoms like coughing or wheezing, reduce time spent in deep restorative sleep. And it's not just oranges. Grapefruit, pineapple, and lemon water can have the same effect even in small amounts. Why timing is everything. You don't need to give up citrus fruits entirely, but you do need to be careful when you eat them. Enjoy citrus fruits earlier in the day, ideally before 2 p.m. Avoid them within 3 hours of lying down, and be mindful of beverages like orange juice or lemon water in the evening. They count too. Best bedtime fruit options for older adults. If you still want a little sweetness before bed, try fruits that are low in acid, high in sleep-supporting nutrients, easy on the digestive system. Great choices include bananas, rich in magnesium and potassium, which help relax muscles. Ripe pears, low in acid and high in fiber. Baked apples, warm, comforting, and gentle on the stomach. A handful of grapes, hydrating and low in acidity. Just skip the juice form. Pair any of these with a soothing tea and you've got a bedtime routine that helps your body calm down, not stay stirred up. Takeaway lesson. Citrus may be healthy, but eaten at the wrong time, it can turn your night upside down. Number 6. Aged cheese. The sneaky sleep disruptor that can leave you mentally drained. Cheese is a classic nighttime snack. It's rich, comforting, elegant, whether it's a few slices of cheddar with crackers or a small wedge of Gouda before bed. It feels like the perfect treat, especially after a long day. And since cheese is dairy, most people assume it must be soothing, right? After all, we've all heard, a warm glass of milk helps you sleep. But here's the twist. Not all dairy works the same way. And certain types of cheese, especially aged cheeses, might actually be one of the reasons your sleep feels fragmented, restless, or filled with bizarre dreams. What's inside aged cheese that disrupts sleep? Aged cheeses like cheddar, Swiss, Gouda, blue cheese, Parmesan contain a naturally occurring substance called tyramine. Tyramine is formed as proteins in the cheese break down over time. And while it's completely safe to eat, it can have stimulant-like effects on your body, especially if you're over 65. Here's what tyramine does. Triggers the release of norepinephrine, a hormone that raises alertness, slightly elevates heart rate and blood pressure, activates the brain the opposite of what you want before sleep, leads to more vivid, fragmented dreams, interferes with REM sleep, which is crucial for memory and emotional balance. Real-life story. Linda and her dreamy cheese and crackers. Linda, 71, had a peaceful evening routine. After dinner, she'd make a small plate of sharp cheddar and whole grain crackers while watching her favorite show. But she noticed that her nights weren't restful. She'd wake up multiple times throughout the night. Her dreams were incredibly vivid, sometimes strange and unsettling. And in the morning, she felt like she hadn't rested at all, mentally foggy and emotionally drained. After tracking her habits, she realized it was the cheese. She swapped it out for a spoonful of cottage cheese with pear slices, and just like that, her sleep became deeper, her dreams calmer, and her mornings clearer. Why this matters more after 65? As we age, our brain becomes more sensitive to stimulants. REM sleep becomes harder to maintain. Disruptions in sleep quality affect cognitive function, mood, and memory. So even something as small as a few bites of aged cheese can have an outsized effect on how you feel the next day. Better dairy options for bedtime. You don't need to ditch dairy, just choose calming versions that work with your body, not against it. Try these instead. Warm, low-fat milk, rich in tryptophan, helps your brain wind down. Unsweetened oat or almond milk, non-dairy but naturally soothing. Low-fat Greek yogurt, high in protein, supports digestion. Cottage cheese, soft, low in tyramine, and high in sleep-supporting nutrients. Want something a little sweet? Add sliced banana or pear, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a few walnuts. You'll satisfy your taste buds without waking your brain up. Takeaway lesson. Aged cheese might be rich in flavor, but it can also overstimulate your brain and rob you of restful sleep. Save the sharp cheddar for lunch and let your evenings be filled with peace, not dreams you don't want to remember. Next up, we'll be looking at a mistake many health-conscious seniors make: protein shakes and high-protein meals late at night. You might think they help with muscle recovery and strength, but in reality, they may be overloading your digestion and stealing precious sleep. Stay with us for number 7, protein before bed. Why more isn't always better after 65. Number 7, protein before bed. Why more isn't always better after 65. We've all heard the message. As you get older, you need more protein to maintain muscle mass and strength. And it's true to a point. Getting enough protein during the day is essential for seniors. It helps preserve lean muscle, supports bone health, and keeps you strong and steady. But here's a mistake that many older adults make, and it's often made with the best of intentions: loading up on protein right before bed. Whether it's a protein shake, a high-protein dinner, or a big scoop of nut butter at night, too much protein at the wrong time can work against your body's natural sleep rhythm. Why protein can disrupt sleep, especially at night. Protein is harder for the body to digest than fats or carbohydrates. It takes time, energy, and resources from your digestive system to break it down, especially when it's consumed in large amounts. But your body wasn't designed to digest and rest at the same time. In fact, digestion naturally slows down at night. Your body wants to focus on recovery, memory consolidation, and heart health. A heavy protein load makes your system work overtime when it should be resting. And if you've ever gone to bed feeling too full, bloated, or wired after a protein-heavy snack, now you know why. Real life story. George and his nighttime protein plan. George, 68, was committed to staying strong. He'd read about the importance of protein in older adults and decided to add a nightly protein shake to his routine: whey powder, almond butter, banana, and milk. But instead of feeling energized and well-rested, George found himself tossing and turning at night, waking up sweating, needing to get up multiple times to use the bathroom, and by morning, feeling just as tired as when he went to bed. When he moved his protein shake to lunch and swapped his evening snack for a few walnuts and warm tea, everything changed. He slept more soundly and still kept his strength up. What the science says: studies show that excess protein late in the day can increase nighttime metabolism, making it harder to fall asleep, cause digestive discomfort, especially in seniors, reduce REM sleep, which affects memory and brain function, overwork the kidneys and liver, which are already less efficient with age. It's a classic case of good habit, bad timing. How to get protein right without losing sleep. Here's the good news: you don't have to cut protein. You just need to shift it earlier in the day. Ideal times for protein intake: breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, nut butters. Lunch, chicken, beans, tofu, lean beef. Early dinner, fish, lentils, quinoa, turkey. Avoid heavy protein shakes or large meat portions within 2-3 hours of bedtime. And if you still want something filling before bed, try a small bowl of oatmeal with almond milk, a few unsalted nuts, half a banana with a sprinkle of cinnamon, brown rice with steamed veggies in a small portion. These foods are gentle, satisfying, and help support natural sleep chemistry, not fight against it. Takeaway lesson: protein is your friend, but at the wrong time, it can become your sleep's enemy. Feed your muscles during the day. Feed your rest at night. Next up, we're heading into the final item on our list, and it's a big one: alcohol. It may feel like a nightcap that helps you relax, but it can deeply disrupt your brain, your sleep cycle, and even your memory. Stay with us for number 8, alcohol, the sleep aid that actually robs you of real rest. Number 8, alcohol, the sleep aid that actually robs you of real rest. Let's talk about a habit that feels soothing, familiar, even a little luxurious: a nightcap. Maybe it's a small glass of wine, a sip of whiskey, or a warm brandy to close out the evening. It helps you unwind, feel relaxed, maybe even fall asleep faster. But here's the truth. Alcohol is not a sleep aid. In fact, it may be one of the most misunderstood enemies of restful sleep, especially for adults over 65. Why alcohol makes you feel sleepy but doesn't help you sleep. Yes, alcohol acts as a depressant. It slows down your nervous system, making you feel drowsy. But that's not the same as natural sleep. Alcohol disrupts the quality of your sleep, particularly in the most important phase, REM sleep, the stage where your brain organizes memories, regulates mood, and heals the body. What alcohol really does, knocks you out faster but causes lighter, more fragmented sleep, reduces REM, which leads to fogginess and poor memory, increases the chance of waking up multiple times during the night, dehydrates you, leading to dry mouth, headaches, or extra trips to the bathroom. And in seniors, it can increase the risk of disorientation, dizziness, and falls. Real-life story. Mildred and her nightly glass of wine. Mildred, 75, had a gentle evening tradition. Just before bed, she'd pour a small glass of red wine, her way of winding down and honoring the quiet end of the day. At first, it worked. She fell asleep faster, but over time she noticed changes. She'd wake up feeling groggy, even after a full night in bed. She began to forget conversations, appointments, little details. Her daughter noticed she was more irritable and less mentally sharp in the mornings. Mildred wasn't sure what had changed until she stopped drinking wine at night. She replaced it with chamomile tea and a magnesium-rich snack, and within a week, she felt sharper, steadier, and much more rested. Why alcohol affects seniors more severely? As we age, the liver processes alcohol more slowly. Body water content decreases, causing alcohol to be more concentrated in the blood. Brain sensitivity increases, especially to substances that affect balance and memory. That's why even a single drink in the evening can lead to increased fall risk at night, next day confusion or fatigue, interference with medications or blood pressure levels, and over time, weakened cognitive function. Smarter ways to relax at night? You can still enjoy an evening ritual, just choose something that supports your body's need for deep, restorative sleep. Try a cup of lavender or chamomile tea, naturally calming and caffeine-free. Warm oat or almond milk, rich in magnesium and gentle on digestion. Half a banana with almond butter, supports melatonin production. Soft music, light stretching, or reading to help signal your brain it's time to rest. These options don't just help you fall asleep, they help you stay asleep and wake up feeling refreshed, clear-headed, and safe. Takeaway lesson. Alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, but it steals from the deeper rest your brain and heart depend on. After 65, real rest matters more than ever. Protect it with habits that heal, not harm. With that, we've completed our journey through 8 common foods and drinks that may be quietly sabotaging your sleep after 65. From spicy meals and sugary snacks, to processed meats, caffeine, citrus fruits, aged cheese, late-night protein, and alcohol. These everyday choices can feel small, but make a huge difference in how well you sleep and how well you live. Final recap and conclusion. Because sleep is more than rest, it's the foundation of your health after 65. Let's take a moment to breathe, reflect, and look back at what we've uncovered together. You may have started this video thinking, what could possibly be wrong with a little snack before bed? But now you know the truth. After age 65, your body changes quietly but significantly. And that means the foods you used to enjoy without issue may now be silently affecting your sleep, your heart, your brain, and your overall well-being. Let's quickly recap the 8 foods and drinks older adults should avoid before bed. Spicy foods. Triggers. Acid reflux and heartburn. Mimics heart attack symptoms. Sugar. Disrupts blood sugar and wakes the body up, not down. Processed meats. Raises blood pressure, thickens blood, and stresses the heart during sleep. Coffee and caffeine. keeps the brain stimulated hours after consumption. Citrus fruits, too acidic at night, causes reflux and coughing. Aged cheese contains tyramine, overstimulates the brain, and leads to vivid, exhausting dreams. Heavy protein at night slows digestion, reduces REM, and burdens the body when it should rest. Alcohol pretends to help you fall asleep, but robs you of real rest and mental clarity. But here's the most important part. You don't have to give up everything you love. You don't have to make dramatic, overnight changes. Instead, all it takes is awareness and a few gentle adjustments. Start by choosing one thing. Swap your evening orange for a banana. Switch from wine to herbal tea. Save the spicy chili for lunch instead of dinner. Move your protein shake to the afternoon. Trade aged cheddar for cottage cheese or yogurt. Small changes equals big results. And the reward? Deeper sleep, a calmer heart, a clearer mind, more energy, more joy. Remember, after 65, sleep is not a luxury, it's your body's natural medicine. It's when your heart rate stabilizes, your brain consolidates memory, your immune system repairs, your nervous system resets. Every good day begins with a restful night. And every restful night begins with the choices you make often, right in your kitchen. Let's keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed certain foods affect your sleep? Did any of these surprise you? What's your favorite bedtime snack? And are you thinking of changing it? Share your thoughts in the comments. You might just help someone else finally connect the dots between what they eat and how they sleep. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. Share it with a friend, a caregiver, or someone you love. Subscribe to Healthy Aging Bites, where every week we bring you science-backed, heart-centered advice for aging with clarity, purpose, and power. A final thought. Aging doesn't mean giving up comfort. It means learning what truly supports your health today and letting go of what no longer serves you. And remember, it's never too late to sleep better, feel better, and live better. You deserve peaceful nights, energized mornings, and days filled with strength, balance, and joy. Until next time, take care of yourself because you're worth it. Stay well, stay wise, sleep peacefully. The Healthy Aging Bites team